Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody is doing beautifully well. This is Antoinette Marie. I hope that you are having a fantastic and beautiful day. You probably can hear that wind. It's windy, but there is no but. It's still a great and beautiful day on today. So I am on my walk. I'm going to clean my my camera, y'all. Give me a second. There you go. I might be a little bit better. So I'm doing my walk today. I decided to do it outside. I want to say thank you to Tracy Randolph, our reset coach. We are still living well and living healthy on today. This morning I did 50 squats. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are days where I try to advance my squats at least 25 additional each day. So again, I hope everybody's doing really well. I'm going to change my direction in a minute, and so I'll be able to see comments, because right now I can't see them. But as I do this walk, sorry about that, y'all. As I do this walk this morning, let me put it back in here. There you go. And smelling grass. I love the smell of fresh cut grass. I just want you to think about, what is it in your life right now? Hold on, I'm gonna go past this guy in a second. Let me button up my jacket, right? Look, unstoppable. Yes, we are. We are unstoppable. Nobody's gonna stop us from doing exactly what we have been brought here and sent here to do. So I'm so excited about that. Right? I'm very excited about that. So kind of ask this question to yourself. I'm actually going to go a different way today. Ask this question to yourself. What is it that you're doing or that you're not doing that you really want to do in your life? Not necessarily waiting for a confirmation, not waiting for someone to give you the head nod. And once you determine what that is, once you truly determine what that is, I want you to ask yourself, why are you waiting, right? Why are you waiting? And a lot of times, what I typically hear from doing strategic coaching, many clients always say, opportunity or money. And many times I think that those are just excuses, because you have the opportunity, and what happens is that you're able to create opportunities. So opportunities may not necessarily come when you exactly want them to come. So sometimes you have to create an opportunity. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, hey, Casey. So sometimes you have to create opportunity for yourself. So let me give you a story. So one day I was at a function, and at this function, I knew that for our business, I knew that we needed to bring in more revenue because we wanted to help more military veterans and their spouses. and more just individuals to help them start their businesses. And a friend of mine had invited me to a kind of like a gathering, end of the year type of gathering for the company. I didn't know who was going to be at this. I didn't know who was going to be at this particular function. But one of the things I was always taught, always have business cards. And now, for the most part, I very seldom will do business cards because we have these things called smartphones. And you can be right beside somebody and beam them. And they'll have all your contact information. Not just your contact information, your social media profile, your LinkedIn, anything such as that, right? If you don't know how to do that, go on LinkedIn. They'll show you how to do it. So I was at this meeting, didn't really know what was going to happen there. And again, it was like this end of the year type of, annual meeting. Look at what we did. Look at our results. And so as you network, and I know, beloved, sometimes people say, oh, networking, I hate networking. People always say that, like they hate networking because it causes them as individuals to come out of that box, to come out of that shell, right? For me personally, I love to network because I speak for a living. I say that speak for a living very lightly just because I live even if I don't speak, right? And so I had an opportunity. So I was networking with individuals, kind of what we call working the room, right? So when you work the room, you're trying to make contact with any individual. And so one of the things that I began to realize was that the coin was in the fish's mouth. I was the fish. And everything that I needed, and I kept saying, well, we need opportunity. I had to create this opportunity. And that's what I did. I ended up creating the opportunity. And how did I do that? I started talking to individuals that I did not know. I started talking to individuals that were CFOs, CEOs, so on and so forth. And at that stage of my life, I didn't have any reservations of who I was speaking with. It didn't matter to me if they were a Fortune 500 company or Fortune 100 company. I just knew, based on the mission and the vision for our company to lead, that we needed to have more revenue in order for us to service more individuals. And so I just so happened to speak to an individual, and it probably wasn't just so happened. I really believe that everything that happens in our lives really are orchestrated to a certain degree. And so I started having a conversation with this particular individual, and we were telling them about our company and what we do and how many individuals we've helped, and kind of giving him a little bit of an executive summary. So remember last week I talked about what is an executive summary, which is built actually in your business plan, right? So I don't teach what I don't do. Okay. And so I started, let me get in the shade right here for a second. So I started started saying to him, this is who we are and this is what we do. And he said, do you have your business plan? I said, really? Absolutely. Because we have these devices in our hands and we need to start utilizing them to the utmost capability. And so I had already downloaded in PDF my business plan to my smartphone, right? So I said, absolutely. I sent them my business plan. We ended up having a meeting. And let me tell you how if you seize opportunity or when you create an opportunity, sometimes you got to be hungry. And sometimes when you are hungry, things will start to happen in your favor, right? And so I ended up giving him my business plan via from my phone. We had a meeting, and from that meeting, our company ended up getting about $75,000 in revenue. Listen, sometimes you have to, I'm going to sit for a second. Sometimes you have to go outside of what you really think is the norm. Like, I don't know anything that's typically normal right now in the environment that we are in. I wanted to just let you see a little bit of, we call it a pond. It's our pond. So there's absolutely nothing. Hey, Kate, how are you? Thank you, Casey, for staying on. All right. Listen, let me tell you something. Hey, Nia Marie. It's breezy, but I tell you, that sun is crazily warm, right? All right, so let's get back to the story. Good morning. And so just based on networking, just based on having conversation with individuals, but I want to say this. A lot of it really comes from being very courageous. When you have a business owner, small or large, you got to have a lot of courage, right? You have to have a lot of courage. You got to get outside of your silo. You got to get outside of that box, and you have to say, listen, I am unstoppable, just like what my shirt said. Listen, only thing they can tell you is yes or no. And many times business individuals or corporations or capital venture individuals that have funding that they really just, they want a great cause. And another thing too is that many organizations, companies, and particularly foundations, if they are a foundation and it's at the end of the year, they want to give money away. And typically, I'll say about that third quarter, you should be asking, you should be going and doing research on foundations that are local, foundations that are regional, and foundations that are national. But I also want to say this, don't forget about international foundations. International foundations are also willing to support your mission and your organization. So today, I just want you to think about stepping out and realizing that networking is going to cost you. It costs you time. It costs you energy, absolutely. But it also is so worth it. And so as you continue to have this great idea, when you continue to want wholesomeness and wealth, and when I say wealth, I'm going to sit for a second so you guys can see me. Oh, the chair is wet. Oh, well. And so when I say wealth, I don't necessarily always mean just financially. And that's important. I'm never going to tell you that that's not important. One of the things that when you decide that you want to live your life purpose is that you have to come from eventually the aspect of, I want the money, I want the money, I want the money. Because money is great, because it is just a resource, right? Money is energy. It's a resource for you. It's not the all in all. Because we're here to help and to support other individuals to lead them to their next place in life. And sometimes that is helping them find their purpose, and helping them really is guiding them. Because I truly believe that many people have this instinct of knowing exact in the realm of what they should be doing. They may not always know the specifics. Hey, Rotunda, they may not always know the specifics, but they kind of know. Like, I'll give you an example for me. I always have known in some capacity that I was a speaker. I always have known that. And one of the reasons why I have known is because when I grew up, I stuttered a lot. And I've told everyone this story, and people used to say to me, wow, just stop talking, be quiet, you stutter too much, so on and so forth. And so for a minute, I just kind of sat back and was like, I'm just not going to say anything. Even in school, sometimes when I had the answer, I just wouldn't say anything because I had it in the back of my head that I was going to stutter. So I just kind of laid back a little bit. And it wasn't until I got the confidence and I knew how God loved me and I started developing my own skills of speaking. And then there were some tangible things that I had to do. I had to, take speech classes because that was good for me and I enjoyed doing it, right? And so if you're doing something that you don't necessarily enjoy and is grievous to you, you may want to kind of rethink that. Now, I'm not saying that everything that you do, you're going to totally enjoy. I was taking a statistics class in college. I didn't enjoy that, but I knew that it was an end to a mean. And so I had to push through it. And so sometimes you do have to push through things. Everything in your life is not going to be totally easy, right? It's not going to be totally easy. Sometimes you got to feel that burn a little bit, just like exercising, just like jogging. If you play tennis, right? So I'm going to be playing tennis today. And it's not going to always feel good. That backhand I love, but you know what? It might hurt a little bit, but that's okay because you have a goal. And so I just want to encourage individuals that have a great idea. And let's say you already have an existing business or a company and you're trying to expand your company. Look outside of the box, man. I can say this 5 times and people may hear it initially, but you have to look outside of the box. And, one of the things I said last week was look at federal contracts. Those are contracts. It is grievous. Let me tell you, it takes a long time. At least it did in my case. To land a federal contract. And I'm still working in the process of doing some things with that. But it's worth it. It's worth it. So I just want to encourage you on today just to let you know that when you decide that you really truly want your company and want your business to be successful, don't always stay comfortable. You don't have to stay comfortable. You want to look outside of the box. You want to network. And if you don't know exactly how to network, and I know we're in this COVID season right now, I know that many cities and states are opening up. There are ways that you can network virtually and really just being friendly and smile. That's really important. And having the tools to do it. So utilize those smartphones, utilize your resume to help your company and get that business plan solidified and get it on your phone, get it on your tablet so that when you're in great meetings amongst great people, you are able to say, yeah, I sure do have a business plan and here it is, and you're able to send that. So for individuals that are not necessarily at that particular place and you have a great idea, or you just decide, hey, I don't want to do the 9-to-5 thing anymore. I think this is a fabulous opportunity. You just have to do it. One of the things I always teach is you are aware that you are uncomfortable. Now you have to get the knowledge is step number 2. And step number 3 is you have to activate it. It's not just going to come to you just because you wished it, you prayed it. It's not just going to come that way, right? And so I want to encourage you to also know that God dwells within you. Every single person that's on this earth came and God had in mind, right? And so let's continue to remember that. Let's continue to level up. Let's continue to pent up as I walk, because I wanted to show you something. And let's continue to invest in ourselves. And eventually one day, we got a fire truck. And eventually one day we'll get the opportunity to hopefully meet in person really soon. I'm really waiting on some of my social media community tribe friends to really let's get together and get this retreat or this conference together. I'm really looking forward to that. Sometime really, really, really soon. Maybe it's going to be in 2021. I'm cool with that as well. And so I wanted to just show you this weekend. This weekend we had a really great march here in my community. And this was the mural that was done. So just remember, everything that you do has a purpose. And if it does not have a purpose, think about why you're doing it, right? Let's think about why we're doing it. So I hope that you always, always, always have a great and fantastic day. And as I always say, if you have a spouse, let them know that you love them very, very much, because that is very, very important. As well as if you have children, let your children know that you love them. Give them a really, really grand hug. Let them know that they are important to your lifespan, because they are. Because they are. And whatsoever you meditate on, it will come to pass. Remember that. The good, the not so good, the raunchy, whatsoever you meditate on, it will come to pass. So let's go. Let's not be afraid to do great and exciting things. Let's concentrate exactly on what we want to do. On what we want to do with our lives. And this is the season to do it. This is the season to do it. I hope that you have a fantastic, I'm going to come over here for a second. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Get outside, get some sun. Don't sit at home. Get outside and get some sun. That's important. This is Antoinette Marie. Have a great and fantastic day. Be well. Bye.